Joy Gurudev, Joy Ma, Shambhu Mahadeva. Now this video is going to be vertical, because we are talking about the horizontal Budbudha resonance particle. Now we talked about the 8 Mahavidyas and the 8 Durgas. Now these are the 8 Durgas. In the center, some people believe is the 9th Vidya, but no, the 9th Vidya is on the top and the bottom. That is the Siddhidatri, that is 9th Durga, and the 9th Vidya, Bhuvaneshwari, the positive Vidya, which is connected to ether element, is on the top. This portion, this dot that you see, the ether element, because it is 3-dimensional, right? So we have to see the horizontal and the vertical view both. Now this Durga is Bhuvaneshwari. This Vidya is Bhuvaneshwari. And below, the same thing has come in, which is Chinamastika. In the previous video, I showed you metal disc created like this Budbudha. It is the shape of this Budbudha. Now this Mahavidyas are the 10 directions. You can, if you are Shiva, if you are in the center, now I'll put you over here. If you are in the center, you can see 8 directions as per science. Science first knew only 4 directions, north, south, east, west. Now they know 8 directions, north, south, east and west, and then southeast, northeast, northwest, southwest. So 8 direction, and this is the 9th direction top, 10th direction bottom below, and 11th direction is the center, Shiva. The God particle is the 11th direction. So our life is into 10 direction, actually 11 dimensions. Now people who receive the Siddhi to understand that the whole creation is in 10 dimension or 11 dimension, they get the Siddhi to see 16 dimension. Deities can see 16 dimensions. A horse can see more dimension than us, so he's scared. So you must carefully, with lots of practice and lots of courage, you must move, and with proper guidance you must move in this. Now in this video we will also discuss how a person can see this resonance particle or God particle, and how is it possible to move ahead in this. So one element turns into another, just as one Mahavidya turns into another Mahavidya. How is that possible? Now when the earth element is more, this is the earth element, or this is the earth element. When the earth element is dominant or more, this resonance particle will create a solid thing. If water is more, it will create liquid. If fire is more, it will create fire. And if air is more, it will create a element which is a thing which is airy. And if space is more, this resonance particle will make the object disappear. Okay, so 4 elements are major elements. Now this resonance particle has a nature of its own, like this blackboard. If you see this blackboard, it has a nature of its own, and it also has a mood of its own. What is the mood and the nature of this blackboard? Right now if I touch it, it is cool, it is inviting. So water element is dominant in it. In the same way, this resonance particle Budbudha, Shukshma Tattva, Kalai or Kalai, also dominates our mood, our thoughts. Whenever fire is dominant, we are angry. Whenever air is dominant, we go crazy. Whenever water is dominant, we become cool, calm, relaxing. And whenever earth is dominant, we become happy, rich, but sometimes stagnant. And now if you see over here, there are 2 points. Earth has positive and negative. Fire has positive and negative, water has positive and negative, air has positive and negative. So over here space has positive and negative aspects. So there are 10 aspects, and out of them these 10 aspects are created from 5 aspects. The same 5 aspects are positive somewhere and they are negative somewhere. So where are they positive and where are they negative? When earth element is dominant, happiness, joy, wealth is the positive aspect, and when it's negative, stagnancy, lethargy is created. Then fire element, when fire element is dominant, then there is a lot of physical work, physical exercise that you can do, and lot of activity is possible and creation is possible. But when there is negative aspect of fire element, there is fear, there is anger, there is jealousy, there is greed and many other things. Then we come to water element, there is quick money, power and happiness and bubbliness, laughter. But when the negative aspect of water element is there, there are unnecessary expenses, losses, losing money, poverty, confusion, of course. Air element, when it is positive, what happens when the air element is positive? You have a lot of force, determination, power to take orders and many more things. You calm down, you get a feeling, you get a feeling of commitment when the air element is dominant. But as the air element becomes negative, you go crazy, there is violence, there is physical violence, and many things are happening. And what happens when the space element is dominant positively? There is enlightenment, there is positivity, there is creation, there is a lot of positivity that you can create. In the same way, when the space element is just shrinking down, what happens? There is destruction, there is a lot of ending of many things. Okay, so this is the nature. So both the natures of the same element cannot coexist. When there is creation, there cannot be destruction. When there is love, there cannot be lust. Or when there is a lot of physical exercise happening, you cannot feel jealous or angry. Or when there is awareness, cannot be anger. But people who are very much aware, there is more awareness, there will be more and more anger also. But they cannot coexist for sure. In the same way, when there is creation, people who are very creative, they will also be very destructive. Okay, in the same way, people who are rich are bound to be lazy. People who are rich, but they cannot coexist. If you have laziness, then wealth will not come to you. Then litigations, enemies, when enemies are there, then happiness, wealth cannot come to you. But if you have health and happiness and wealth, of course you will make a lot of enemies, you will require protection from them. Wealth, if you have wealth, you have chances of losing wealth, doing a lot of expenses, taking stupid decisions and losing it. So wealth and poverty also coexist. Removal of anger and violent nature, action, fight is also correlated. Okay, then fear and beauty are also correlated. Extremely beautiful is called terrific. Extremely fearful also is called terrific. They are like a whole circle. They meet up at a point. They both meet up at the center point, at the God particle. So of course, if wealth and poverty are opposite to each other, they are correlated. Because how can you call yourself poor if you have never seen wealth? So gaining money and expense Wrong expenses are also connected. If you have not gained money, whether by loan or by earning yourself, then how will you spend? Okay, so they are also co-related. So this all 10 Mahavidyas are correlated. So positive can turn into negative. Whatever positive points you have, you will acquire exactly opposite negative points. You have to be careful every time, because what is expanding will contract and die. What is contracting will suddenly someday expand. When it comes to its full growth, it will contract, and suddenly it will disappear. So it is called Budbuda. It has the nature of the bubbles. So some days when you are lethargic, when you are angry, when you are poor, don't worry, just tell yourself, just know that it's temporary, okay, it's anityam, asukham. And when positivity comes, you tell yourself it is asukham. Anityam means temporarily, asukham means not for happiness. Immediately after happiness will come sorrow. Immediately after positivity will come negativity, and you can't escape them. You have to accept them both with total love, total awareness. Okay, I will suggest, don't share this video with anyone. It is only for people who are doing the course. As well as I will also suggest that if you have not understood, meditate and look at this video again and again. Many more videos are following with each different points. Okay, so do it, meditate and watch it again and again to digest this wisdom. If you can't understand this, okay, keep it, save this videos, save the link, and keep it in your memory for future reference. Okay, so if you have still, if there is a confusion, you can take the mentor's help, you can ask them for help. Okay, and just concentrate, just meditate on this, how to see this, and how the elements, you have understood. If over here, if earth element is, like, I will give you an example before ending this video. If there is earth element dominant, then you have ice. If the ice is melting, the process of melting is fire element, and it turns into water. Water is over here, that means that the water element is dominant. If you still heat the water, again the heating process is fire element, again it turns into gas, air element. Now if you heat the air, hot air will catch fire. Fire is nothing but hot air. So hot air will catch fire, and that same hydrogen and oxygen which created ice, turned into water, turned into steam, has now become fire. And if you still go ahead heating air and fire and air and fire, it will turn into nothing but space, the space element. Okay, so one element converts into another element depending on the subtle elements and their nature. Whichever is dominant, it takes that form. Whichever is dominant, it takes up that form. So one element turns into another into another. And how will they take form, how they came into existence, and how they die, that we will discuss in the next video. There are many more videos. We need to concentrate on this topic. It's very important topic for all the people who are doing the course. They have to be careful. Their partners, are they really doing this, understanding this? Help your partner. Mentors will be helping you, I will be helping you. Hari Om. That's it.